Hey guys, Dylan again. So I wanted to talk to you guys about my used Tesla Model 3 back here that I also purchased earlier this year. I wanted to talk about the process behind that, what defects it came with and issues, and how that's been getting those items fixed, as well as the purchase process. So I picked this 2019 Tesla Model 3 up earlier this year in May. It's a fully spec'd out performance model. It has everything that you would have optioned for in 2019 to get a fully loaded Tesla Model 3. Carbon fiber, white seats, full self-driving. It's got the upgraded brakes, the 20-inch wheels, everything that you could have wanted. The only thing I've added since owning it is I did add some carbon fiber center caps, which I'll show you guys here in a bit when we do the walk around on it. So here it is, white, 20-inch wheels. Like I said, it's got that upgraded carbon fiber center cap. I purchased those through Tesla. It's like a $200 option to add. It is real carbon fiber. I do have a video on those. They are lighter than the factory black ones. It's got the carbon fiber spoiler, white interior. It's got the upgraded white piece right there instead of the wood. To order the car, it's pretty easy. You go on the website, click the order button, put $500 down. They're going to get started with all the paperwork, send you all the stuff in the app. You fill everything out in the app just like when you're buying a new one. I'll link a video of me purchasing my newer Tesla Model 3 down below, but it's the same process. Shortly after purchasing the car, I get a couple text messages, I get an email. They thank me for my purchase, and then they hit me with the used car standards and what to expect on my purchase. I got a little nervous at that point. When I started reading through the email, it was listing that the tires could be at 5/32. It stated there could be scratches on this panel and that panel up to this length, chips in the windshield, scratches on the rims, tears in the seats. All of this was starting to freak me out because here I am, I just bought a 5-year-old car with 80-something thousand miles. Kind of alarming. We'll talk about and I'll walk around the car and show you what the car had at the time of purchase, and I think I lucked out. So for the interior condition that Tesla states that a used car could be in, it says under interior, wear on the upholstery or interior panels, including markings, discoloration, small tears or stains up to 1 inch, and wear on entry and exit points is acceptable. I do see on the armrest, you can see right there in the reflection, it was kind of worn down. There's a spot on that door panel as well that's kind of like that. My car really only has the wear on that armrest and on the driver door armrest. For the touch screen, it does say you can have discoloration around the screen edge or border, nothing about scratches or anything, which mine had no discoloration. It doesn't have any cracks, scratches, or anything on the screen, so that's all good. Here's my windshield. You can see that it's actually in very good shape. I do think that I have a new windshield in this car. I'll show you why I think that here in just a bit, but let's go ahead and we're going to read what Tesla says on. There can be pitting on the windshield. There can be up to 1 chip less than or equal to 1/2 inch in diameter, not in the driver's line of sight. Surface scratches, as long as they're not in the driver's line of sight. So those are the standards for the windshield on a used Tesla. A few months into ownership, I did decide to give the car a thorough cleaning. I will say that Tesla does not do a very good job detailing their cars. So there were stains on things that I did have to clean that came out. Some stains on the A-pillars, headliners, things like that. All of it cleaned up pretty easy. I think Tesla's just lazy. In front of the camera, it was very, very foggy. I decided to pull down the panel for the camera. So when I pulled down this panel to clean in front of the camera, I found that these wires to the auto dimming mirror were cut. But that led me to believe this car had a windshield put in it at one point. I did call Tesla. I asked them if they would repair this. They stated they had no records of this car getting a windshield, which means this was probably done by the customer before they traded it in. And I'm kind of just on my own with that. So I'm going to fix it myself. Here's the connector right there. as well as the new pins to replace it. And you can see this is one of the wires that was cut. So I've already gone ahead, I've taken apart that connector so that I could figure out what pins I needed. So next on our list is keys. Tesla says each vehicle will be delivered with a minimum of 1 key card or key fob. I did get 2. And then I happen to already have a key fob from a friend that sold his Tesla, so I was able to get that programmed. Next on the list is going to be wheels. So the wheels can have scratches, gouges, chips, or dents as long as they are less than 6 inches. So let's go around the car. We're just going to look at the wheels real quick. Here's the first wheel. This one looks to be in very good shape. There's one little nick right there and a cut in the tire. Next wheel, this one is in perfect shape. The other front wheel, perfect shape. And then the final wheel, this one again, perfect shape. So whoever owned this car, well, I do see a little chip right there. But whoever owned this car, they clearly weren't like normal Tesla drivers and they didn't really curb this car up, which is great. So next on our list is going to be the exterior. So paint scratches that measure up to 4 inches in one direction, scuffs and scrapes that measure up to 4 inches in multiple directions, dents or dings that are less than 2 inches in diameter, and rock chips. All of those are acceptable. It was painted, the rear bumper. You can see on the parking sensors, the rubber has paint on it. It's the same on that sensor right there as well. That's typically a sign that a bumper's been painted. If we go to the front bumper, the same is true up here. Again, there's paint on the parking sensor rubber. And then the condition of the bumper versus the rest of the car is much better. Again, you can see some paint on that rubber of that parking sensor. And then just the condition of the front bumper overall. There were no chips in it. And yet in the hood, we have some chips. We got chips here, little chips there. And all that I'm going to fix later in another video using Tesla's touch-up pen. Yep, chips in the fender right there. And I think one of these fenders was repainted. There's some trash in it. So there's a chip right there, and that chip is under the paint and clear, which means it was most likely painted over. The doors on the driver's side, they all look really, really good. The paint looks great. Nothing to see there. Trunk all looks good. No repaints there. Spoilers in good shape. No fade. Well, I can't say that because that's actually a new spoiler. We'll talk about that in a minute. Quarter panels, they both look good on both sides. Rear door, ignore this. My mother-in-law did that. Over here, ignore these. Those scratches were caused from a drive-through Safari that I did. Those two things I'm going to touch up. I'm going to get that dent fixed here soon. Otherwise, the doors are in great shape. This door does creak. I'm going to put the microphone right there so you can hear that. Tesla said they weren't going to fix that creak in the door without charging to diagnose it. So I just left that be. I'm not really worried about it. It's a used car. Headlights, they're both good. Overall, the car was in really good shape. Tesla doesn't really tell you anything about the car's previous history other than a Carfax report. They don't give you any details of what service was done, so you don't know if it's got new motors, new battery, anything like that. Or like the windshield, they don't tell you any of that. For mechanical condition, every Tesla goes through a 102-point inspection. So they check the autopilot, they check the displays, power-operated components, steering, suspension, powertrain, vehicle braking, exterior lights, driver controls, safety restraints, charging system, and equipment functionality. That said, My car had some creaks, squeaks, and pops in the suspension, but I submitted a ticket for that. Tesla took the car in, they gave me a loaner, they fixed that all up. They fixed the rear spoiler, that was hanging off a bit. They fixed a seal in the trunk liner that was pinched under the bumper. That was also another giveaway that the rear bumper was painted. There was also an issue with the steering wheel. It was not straight, so when you were going down the road, the steering wheel was tilted about 45 degrees to the right. After all the suspension repairs, they did an alignment on it as well. So as far as mechanical condition, the car was pretty good. Like I said, other than those suspension issues, which they fixed and resolved. As far as the tires, that was another point that I was pretty worried about because it said that the tires could have 5/32 tread remaining, brake pads 6 millimeters, and then no evidence of structural repairs, which I don't think they would sell a car that had any frame damage. So something that did bother me about buying the used car that I saw after the fact that I purchased it was the tire tread remaining, 5/32. The last thing I want to do is get a car and have to replace the tires. When I went to pick up the car, all the tires were new, or at least had a new amount of tread. The front tires are Michelin's, and they're pretty old. But the rear tires, they were brand spanking new Pirellis, which are the factory tire for this car. So they do match on each axle. I checked my brakes. Obviously, Teslas don't use their brakes much. So they were all pretty good. Otherwise, I've been pretty happy with the car, except for the obvious issue that I have to fix with the wiring. Tesla was out here the other day to fix my horn. But again, they just did a mobile service, came out and fixed that. Overall, I've been pretty happy with this purchase. Tesla's pretty much taken care of everything under that 1 year, 12,000 mile warranty that the car comes with used. Since the basic warranty is not available on it. I do have the full battery and motor warranty. That is still good for, I think, another 2 years or 120,000 miles. But otherwise, it's been a great car. Any issues that have come up, Tesla has fixed them. As far as what I paid for this, I paid $25,900. It was a 2019, 80,000 miles on it. It was the cheapest at the time from Tesla. It was the cheapest Model 3 Performance and the cheapest Model 3 that had FSD. So it was one of those where me and the wife were just looking at the website. I think we were at dinner. I saw it and I said, hey, look at this one. And we clicked the button like right away and purchased it because it was just too good of a deal. It's been a great car. It does everything we need it to. So that was my experience buying a used car from Tesla. It was great. I highly recommend it. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop them down below in the comment section. Like and subscribe. Make sure you're looking out because we're going to post that video soon for the wire repair up there on the windshield. And then we're also going to do a video on touching these scratches up using Tesla's touch-up kit that they sell on their website. Thank you for watching.